Hello, everyone. It's Rachel. Today, I wanted to touch on habits, especially habits that we don't want in our lives anymore. And I'm not a doctor, obviously. I'm a life coach, I'm a yogi, but I also have a lot of life experience. And I've had my share of habits that I couldn't let go for quite a long time. And so, if anyone out there is struggling with something that they don't want to have in their life anymore, there's such a wide range of what that could be, right? We've got relationships that are abusive, and they don't have to be physically abusive. They could be mentally abusive, and they could be verbally abusive. They could be where we just don't feel good about who we are, and we so badly want the approval of that person that we want to love. And so that right there is a habit. It's a relationship, but it's also an addiction of sorts. And I have had my share of overcoming smoking cigarettes. I was a model in the 80s, and I was razor thin as a result of that being the look of the day. And I could have died from that. And as you see, I'm a healthy yogi today. I had my share of partying, and I've had my share of alcohol problems. And so let's see, smoking, alcohol, food. There's probably others. I used to have an addictive personality, and we aren't stuck with that personality forever. I want you to know that. So we don't have to wait until we've been through the ringer to start addressing some of these issues. And the first thing that I can impart from my own experience, and also the professional experience and the professional people that were around me to help me see what I was doing, is to admit that, right? And we don't want to do that oftentimes. And I have people that want to come to me for coaching, and I'm not a big fan of the word coaching because it's so overused today. I'm really an advocate for what people with a spiritual tilt want in their lives. And I believe if we ignore that spiritual aspect and try and move through life by sheer will and attitude and strength of mind, then we're missing the point. And if there's something in our past that can still bring up tears and still make us feel less than and still perplex us, then I don't care how many years of therapy we've been through, it's still there. And those things will continue to come through in who we are today. And whether or not that's okay with you is purely, obviously, a very personal choice. For me, I had to really go head first into these issues and roll on the floor, breaking down, getting rid of that. And I'm not saying that everyone has to go through the experience I did. I had some heavy stuff. I'm a sensitive soul, and things that might not have bothered another person the way I grew up and the way I handled my young adult life had to be looked at, and it had to be looked at square on. And I recently, even through all the work that I've done and being a yogi, definitely you learn a lot when you go through the 200 hours to become certified. You know, I already knew the asanas, I already knew the poses, I knew all of that from being a yogi for years before I went to get my certification at an ashram in Miramar, Florida. Um, and his name is Yogi Hari. If anyone wants to look him up, he's the real deal, and a real ashram. And I lived there on the weekends. It was really amazing. And he spent most of the time um, getting into the science behind yoga, and how we deal with ourselves on all of the energy levels, spiritually, um, emotionally, physically, and the methods that are used to daily um, bring up change through meditation and through the practices. So all of those poses that you see me do on videos are specifically for our inner peace, for our inner energetic body, to be able to sit in peace for meditation. And they look fun, but they all have a purpose, and they are fun. So back to what I was talking about, is that if there's something that makes you feel like I want to change, but it's just too scary, or I want to change, but not that much. I want to start working out, but I just can't seem to do it for more than a couple weeks. Or I really want to try going vegetarian, but it's just too hard because my family eats meat. Or I want to start meditating, and I just don't know how. And I give people 2 and 3 minute meditations to do, and they still don't get done. And that's just a commitment that's not being made, and it's also, I think, that it's not going to work on me, or I've got other things to do, or I'd rather have a glass of wine. So later this week, I'm going to keep talking about all of these things, but I wanted to point out that I come from experience, both because of what I put myself through, and also through becoming an NLP master practitioner, and first going through other certifications to get to that level, and becoming a life coach has opened up a whole new world to me. It reaffirmed my intuition about how powerful our minds are, and it reaffirmed that every single thing that we've ever known since we were born, even in our dreams, is recorded. It's recorded in our brains. It's in there. It's in our subconscious. It's in our unconscious. And this is scientifically proven. For you to have a specific dream about some information that you got and you couldn't remember it, that information is stored in there. And that's really important when we want to know about how powerful we are and how our capacity to heal is unlimited. So that's all for now. Tomorrow I'm going to go into more depth about my own experience and some anonymous experiences of people that I've been able to relieve from their own past, and clear the path for this amazing, amazing life that they're living today, free of fear, anger, resentment, addiction. And it doesn't have to take forever to do this. It just takes the willingness, and it takes trust in someone who can lead you through the process. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.